Hello, YouTube. This is Sean, the Divine Diva, coming at you with my NACA Journey Reboot update video number 9. And so when I last spoke to you about 3.5 weeks ago, I had viewed my first property. I am a non-priority member and I've been in housing search for almost a month, right at a month actually. And so I viewed that first property. I took you through that. I showed you some of those photos and ultimately decided not to make an offer on that property and continue my search. So in the past 3.5 weeks, I've had highs and lows, okay? So let me just explain the highs. The highs are, wow, so many awesome, gorgeous properties. It's been fun thinking out loud and just getting ideas. I already know what type of home I wanted. I knew what the minimum size would be. I am staying within certain guidelines that I've set for myself, meaning I want to be practical, but also I want to make sure I get the property that is the best fit for me. And so with that being said, as a non-priority member, I have to make sure that the address or the property I select actually falls within the medium census tract or the income for the medium census tract. And so depending upon where you live, if you're a non-priority member, there is an income average that's calculated for a census tract. So NACA provides the website link. It's actually a public website. You put in the address and it tells you the average income for a census tract. So as a non-priority member, I have been putting in addresses because I don't want to waste time. I want to go and look at a property and be able to actually place an offer on the home if I like it. And so in an effort to make sure I don't fall in love with something that NACA is not going to allow me to place an offer on, I look these addresses up first. I have looked up so many and I expected to do that, especially with this market being what they're referring to as the seller's market. Homes are flying off off the market. So as soon as you see something pop up, if you're interested in it, you have to hop on it. Well, in any case, I've looked at many homes, but to date, I've only looked at 5 total in person. Again, don't want to waste time. In the past 3.5 weeks, I've gone through cycles where I'm super excited, I'm super motivated, and then I may get a little frustrated because I look up a property that I'm like, oh, wow, this looks so great. Let me look up the address before I look at the whole property inside online. And it'll be 100.43 in terms of the percentage. So I can give you an example, and I'll actually insert that website link down below. And at the end of this video, I'll insert a screen share of how to look up a property address. So, and how to read the information. So essentially, that's what I've been doing for 3.5 weeks, looking up properties. If it falls within the MSA, the medium tract income, I reach out to my realtor. There have been several that by the time I reach out to her, they're already under contract, already pending. And so, I get the listings throughout the day in the app. But my strategy has been to go through and not put as many filters on so that I can see properties that may have been modified. I really have been focusing more on homes that are more mature because I'm finding that they tend to have more of the qualities that I've been interested in so far. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with new construction, but they are really out of pocket. One, with the prices, and two, with the space that you get. They want you to spend $450,000 and $500,000, and you're getting like 0.13 of an acre. And as I said in the last video, I'm in the South, so we do speak in acres. But in any case, today, or rather I should say yesterday, which was September 17th, early morning. I had spent the prior 2 days being frustrated and not really looking at the app because, like I said, things were flying off the market before I could even get to my realtor. And so I let myself wallow for about a couple of days. And when I woke up, looked in the app, and saw a property that literally had just posted that morning. It might have been 7 o'clock in the morning. And so visually, I was like, oh, this looks nice. Well, let me look up the address. Had no expectation. And when I looked up the address, it was within the MSA. It was like 84 point something. So again, you'll understand once I show you how to actually look that up. So I was super excited. That meant, hey, I can go and view this property. And if I love it, then I can put an offer on it because it'll fit within the guidelines. Now, I want to point out that I've been exercising some patience because I want this particular mortgage rate. I want the best mortgage in America. That's what NACA is. So anyway, and I mentioned that because people will say, just go and get qualified for a traditional, traditional pathway with the other loans. I don't want to do that. I want America's best mortgage. So I'm going to exercise some patience. In any case, I went to see the home yesterday evening. I was so excited to be able to see it. Now, what I didn't mention is this particular home, it just came on, but it was also showing that there will be open house on Sunday, the 19th. And so I was thinking, I want to go see this house. But I did get to see it on the evening of the 17th, which was last night, and I liked it. It actually matched what it had online. If you saw my prior video, I mentioned how to manage your expectations when you see properties, because what will happen sometimes is you're all hyped and excited, you're looking at these properties online, then you get there and they have enhanced the photos so much. The amenities don't really look, like they should, or they don't measure up rather. Just different things. And so this home actually matched the inside of what they had online. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Screened in, a fenced in backyard. Nice neighborhood. Very accessible in terms of the commute, not far at all. Now, I'm spoiled. I'm not going to lie. The original location, this particular location was not at the top of my list in terms of the side of town, because I'm spoiled and I like getting everywhere I need to be within a certain window of time. And so at best, this probably would add maybe 5 to 10 minutes to the places I frequent the most, which would be my parents' house. And actually, I think it's going to be a little shorter commute to work, which is funny. But in any case, I'm excited about this particular property. And it just gave me a sense of, I was on my way home. Like even when I was driving there, it was like, I feel like I'm on my way to the house I'm supposed to have. But we'll see. We'll see. So I fell in love with the home. And I wanted to put in an offer, right? I come home on Friday night. I go to generate my property specific letter, also known as a PSL. And basically, you can produce a letter that explains that you are already pre-qualified or pre-approved for the loan and that you're able to afford the specific property. And so this kind of strengthens your offer, allows the listing agent and the seller to have an understanding of your loan structure and things of that nature. And it's a leg up for those who grasp the concept of what NACA is. Contrary to some of the negative beliefs about NACA, you really have the ability to make the case, especially when you have a realtor that's an advocate for the program and has a good understanding. You can really get some good results from what I've observed and read about. And so I'm trying to be in that category. I come home to print out my PSL letter and I got an error message. Basically, NACA allows you to go into your web file, you put in the property address, and as long as it falls within your affordability payment, the mortgage payment that you have been approved for in advance, you're able to print this property specific letter. Now, if the sale amount is such that you would need to buy down points, buy down, your rate in points, then you will not be able to generate that letter on your own if it requires a buy down to keep you within the affordability range. So for example, if you have shared with NACA and they've approved you for, let's say, a $2,000 house payment, not me. I don't live in a high cost area. That's not what I'm trying to do. But if you have agreed to and been approved for a $2,000 mortgage payment, and you put in the figures and numbers, then the system will calculate whether or not that mortgage payment is going to fit. So if you put in that info and it says your mortgage payment will be $2,500, you get a message and you're not able to print out a property specific letter, because in order to bring that mortgage payment down to the $2,000 that you've been approved for, it will require a buy down, okay, where you buy down in points, okay? And so when I talk about buy down, I'm referring to where you're able to buy down up to 5 points. And so each point would be 1% of the loan amount, okay? And so you would have to do that math individually based on the property and the amount that you're working with. Your MC will help you with that. MC is your mortgage counselor. Anyway, I'm rambling, but I said all that to say I tried to get my letter. It would not print. I was getting an error message, and it was Friday night. So aggravated, so vexed. But I was still like, woosah, if it's for you, it'll be for you no matter what's going on right now. So of course I ran to my NACA cousins in the Facebook groups and said, hey, this is happening. And I've already read about this before, but I was just kind of putting out that Mayday signal. I sent an email to my counselors just to kind of make them aware that this was happening, because I should have been able to print the letter, because the numbers actually have me within my affordability range without buy down, which is really good news actually, because that means when I choose to buy down, as this is going through, I'll have even more available funds to put towards that, because I won't be, having to buy down just to get the home. I hope that makes sense. If I'm able to do so, I'll insert an explanation on the side somewhere in this frame. But anyway, so that problem did get resolved on Saturday. I sent an emergency message asking for help. I did not get an email response, but I believe my MC may have seen the message and just corrected the situation, because when I went in this evening, which is Saturday night, I was able to generate the letter. I have been in contact with my realtor all day, texting throughout, having her pull comps and having a conversation about what I would offer, because they had a certain asking price, which I was comfortable with. But I also wanted to talk with her a little bit more about, if I chose to offer, X number of dollars over, can you look up the comps? Can we talk about that, what that would look like if it were feasible? Because if the bank does not appraise the home for the amount you agreed upon, you need to be prepared to come out of pocket with that money. So I'm not voluntarily trying to just pay extra money, but if the home does appraise for any amount that's, over what it appraises, I think I'm saying that wrong, but in any case, They have an asking amount. I'm willing to pay the asking amount, but we discussed the feasibility of increasing that amount if it were necessary, or rather going in with an increased amount, but one not too high, because we do want the property to appraise within, within range so that the bank would be agreeable. So I'm happy to say that I did print the letter. I did make an offer that has been sent over, is in the hands of Jesus now. As me and my realtor touch and agree, is in the hands of Jesus. And so I should hear something. I should hear something soon. Now I will say there's an open house scheduled tomorrow afternoon, but I'm not gonna be pressed about it, because again, if it's for me, it will be, right? So anyway, that's where I am. Put my first official offer in, and I pray that I get it, y'all. This house is beautiful. It's beautiful. It is. So I'm gonna insert a couple of shots at the end as well. And then I'll do the website review so you can see how to look up properties. It might just be a cool activity if you're trying to figure out the average median income for your own neighborhood or a neighborhood that you're exploring. You can see how to use this tool. But once again, this is Sean Divine, the Divine Diva, coming at you with my update number 9 on my reboot journey. If my offer is in fact accepted, I will be looking at a closing date sometime at the end of next month. I won't put that completely out there because I know life happens and we're in the middle of a pandemic. So I've noticed there have been some delays. I'm not pressed or stressed, but I'm going to stay patient with this process. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Stay tuned for the website review on how to look up your addresses for medium income and for pictures of the inside of the home that I am drooling over. Okay, thanks. Bye.